Your partner has the ability to make or break the shift. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the top 7 characteristics of a good partner, and these are the things that good partners do. So check it out. All right, so tip number 1 is that a good EMT partner shares the work, whether it comes to cleaning up the ambulance or saving somebody's life. We do it together, and the partner that's a good partner is involved in everything that needs to get done as long as that's within their scope of practice. So, for example, if I'm cardioverting somebody as a paramedic, or if I'm setting up a propofol drip, then my EMT partner does not have that within their scope of practice, but they do have in their scope of practice putting on electrodes to help me out. They have in the scope of practice taking the blood pressure. So a good partner shares the work. Once again, whether it's cleaning up the ambulance or saving somebody's life or just watching the road as you work. There's a lens in the camera that's on the dash cam that's also recording everything. So don't forget, you have both of the partner's eyes, or both sets of the partner's eyes plus the dash cam. Tip number 2, they know when to use headphones. Please do not be the partner arguing with your girlfriend. Please do not be the partner arguing with your husband right next to your partner. Please don't be that person scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok with the volume on blast, or you got me listening to the music that you prefer. Please wear your headphones, especially when you have patients on your ambulance, because you don't want to be the person who is being distracted and letting everybody know you're being distracted, excluding your patient. What does that say about your professionalism? What does that say about how you carry yourself? Remember, the smallest things are the biggest reflection of who you really are. Tip number 3, they drive with their brains, not just their hands. If you're driving an ambulance, please do not be distracted. You got your life on your hands, you got your partner's life on your hands, you got the patient's life in your hands, and you got the bystanders crossing the street, crossing the crosswalk, and the people on the highway, those families that are smiling in the minivan on their way to Disneyland, respecting the ambulance. So don't be distracted. Keep your eye on the road. I understand. If you have to multitask, go ahead and multitask. But the ideal way to be on an ambulance cockpit is a sterile cockpit. If you're going to be graduating EMT school, and you have to realize that one of your responsibilities is to go ahead and move the ambulance. Yes, you will take blood pressures. Yes, you may put a traction splint. Yes, you may extricate patients and respond to heart attack calls. But another one of your responsibilities is being safe and prudent while driving the ambulance. And you need to do it while having a sterile cockpit. What is a sterile cockpit? A sterile cockpit is similar to the cockpit on the airplane where there's no music being played. There's nothing wrong with playing music. We play music on this ambulance ourselves, me and my partner. But you need to understand, you need to decrease the distractions that you have, especially when there's a patient on board. So wear your headphones, share the work, and also keep yourself engaged. Don't just have your hands on the steering wheel and your brain somewhere else. Tip number 4, own the patient too. It's very, very, very obvious when a patient is in critical condition and the partner plays hot potato and gives it to the paramedic. You have to understand, a patient that gets on a stretcher like this, a patient that gets on this ambulance, if we have to go to court and you're my partner, you and I are liable for the outcome of this patient, even if I'm an advanced life support provider with critical care equipment right behind me. It's your patient as well. Yes, I have the biggest burden because I'm the highest medically trained person on scene. But at the end of the day, remember, it's your patient too. Stay within your scope of work and do what you were taught to do, like take a blood pressure, do a glucometer. So one of the tips that I see in patients And EMTs that are good is that they own the patient as well. They don't just sit around with their hands in their pocket. They get active, they engage, and they make an effort to help the patient as well. Or characteristic number 5, a good EMT is a person that is flexible and respectable or respectful for preferences of the other person. Don't be like me, where being socially awkward got me kicked off the ambulance. Check out this video right here. But a person who is a good EMT is a person that's flexible. Like, hey, if you want to eat over here, let's just go. I'll take you. Hey, if you got to use the bathroom, I'll pull over. If you're tired, I'll help you drive. If you're hungry, I'll take you to get something to eat wherever you want to go. It's a person that's empathetic, and that empathy allows you to understand that you need to be flexible. You're sharing the ambulance with this person, and you need to understand what are this person's preferences so that you can help them meet the preferences so they can be comfortable. Because you're going to have some people like things done one way and other people like things done the other way. The way I do it, I want to give you a tip. As long as it's prudent, as long as it's justifiable, and as long as it does no harm to the patient, let's just do it the way you prefer. Tip number 6, lead with empathy. There's people being diagnosed with cancer. There's people being diagnosed with heart attacks. There's people on the ambulance who are going through something really, really, really detrimental, like being admitted into a psychiatric ward. So you got to have empathy to understand what your patient is going through, or what your partner is going through, or what people are going through. A good EMT understands the severity of what's going on with their patient. They understand the severity of any stress that their partner is having at home, and they read it on the person. This is something that's acquired with time. It's easy for me to speak on these characteristics because I've been on the ambulance since 2003. So I just want to share with you the things I've learned. So tip number 6, once again, be empathetic on what's going on in the moment, because you don't want to be cracking a joke while your patient is sad about being diagnosed with multiple myeloma. You don't want to be cracking a joke or being distracted by your phone while your patient is being stressed out and they're feeling suicidal. So please don't let that go over your head. And yo, I had to stop the video to let you know I'm creating something that'll help you bridge street smarts with book smarts, that will help you prepare for the classroom and potentially doing a 911 call in somebody's living room, from being tested in your test to being tested with real patients. This resource is going to help you be a more confident EMT. Check the description box below. All right, my people, peace. Back to the video. And tip number 7, they call you out when you're slipping. A real good partner would realize when you're doing something that has room for improvement and mention it to you. No, they don't pick fights every 5 minutes. No, they don't try to change the way you are. But if you are doing something that's cutting corners, if you are doing something that puts the patient's life at risk or the crew's life at risk, that good partner, that good EMT will go ahead and mention it to you in hopes that you will be better. Because remember, a real friend will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So those are the top 7 characteristics, the top 7 tips of a good EMT partner. I hope this video helped you. Share it with your classmates. These are things that are not spoken about in the classroom in the majority of cases, and I haven't seen it in any books spoken to you in this way. And if you have any questions, just comment down below. I'll help you out. I hope this video helps. Peace.